Today we're going to work on juggling and technique and different things you can do to improve your touch. As a youth, I found myself teaching myself how to juggle, and I found that this was the best way to improve first touch and how to manipulate the ball. I always tell our SoccerMeansMore participants and players that you need to manipulate the ball, not the other way around. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that, but these are different juggling things that you can do to improve your first touch and your control on the ball. Now when we're juggling, it's very important that we stress these certain techniques. One, okay, you always have to be balanced on your toes, almost to the point you're leaning forward a bit. Okay, can't be leaning back because then you're giving control to the ball instead of you controlling the ball. You find yourself reaching for the ball instead of having it in a comfortable distance. Two, can we keep the ball about a yard out from us but not coming any higher, maybe a few inches or more above our waist? This is the perfect zone for when you juggle, right in this little area. So we're not kicking it for power, we're not going around chasing the ball, but we're keeping it in a nice area. And three, can we have our hips facing the exact same direction the entire time? Too many times I see guys trying to learn to juggle, but are spinning in circles trying to catch the ball. We manipulate the ball, not the other way around. So I'm going to show you a few things we can work on in the juggling aspect of things.
Alright, from the start, we're just trying to get our feet awake, getting a nice little bounce to it. For beginners, maybe you go 1, 2, and then catch it, and build from there. Notice how my hips are facing the same direction the entire time, and I'm staying in the same general spot. It's very important that we dictate to the ball, not the other way around. Now we're going to incorporate a little bit of the high juggle. Okay, so every 4 or 5 juggles, you get it nice and under control. Notice my hips are still facing the same way. I'm going to pop it up. Notice also my body movement. I'm always on my toes, and especially when the ball goes up, I locate it, and my first touch, even if I do make a bad touch, I'm able to locate it and keep it up. My laces are always pointed upwards, and this is just another great way to work on your touch. Building off high juggle, now we're working on overhead juggle. Again, I'm facing one side of the square, I'm popping it over my shoulder, locating it, and getting it back in that sweet spot area while my hips are facing the opposite end now. Now I'm popping over with my opposite foot, the left foot there, and I keep it going. Again, this is a great way to work on manipulating the ball. Notice I made a little mess up, but now my hips are facing the correct way, and now I can pop it back over and use control. Alright, now at this point we're going to work on catching the ball on our foot. More a skill than anything, but again, it really exercises control. Also, it's a great way to really work on your balance. What you need to remember is, we're using our laces. You're reaching your foot towards the ball, but then you're bringing it back as if you're catching an egg on your foot. This is something that will take some time to learn, but patience will get you where you need to go. Alright, now it's time to really put it all together. Using the skills that we worked on earlier in the video, now we can mix it up a little bit and get really creative with it. The thing we always have to remember is that we're manipulating the ball, not the other way around. Keeping that ball in the sweet spot and always having our hips facing a certain direction. The more you can do this, the more you'll be able to manipulate the ball, and the more it will translate to the actual game with first touch, dribbling, passing, shooting, or any other type of technique.
So in review, a few things to remember as you go outside to work on your juggling. One, technique is paramount, okay? You're using your laces, you're nice and on your toes, and the ball is staying in that nice little sweet spot. 1 foot away from you and about 3 feet off the ground. And making sure you're using both feet, not just 1 foot, okay? Two, we dictate to the ball, not the other way around, okay? So you can't be chasing. Notice that most of the drill took place right in the middle of that box that I had, okay? That forced me to stay in one space, and then usually my hips were facing one direction. So we dictate to the ball, not the other way around. And three, finally, you're gonna make mistakes. Go out there, keep working, and then make adjustments. Perfect practice will help you get better as you go along, and remember, development doesn't stop at the training ground. More of it happens when no one's looking. So make sure you go out, try these things, don't get frustrated, and always remember that soccer means more.